Hey there, Jim here. Today I'm walking you through Serper.dev, a simple API that lets you pull Google search results straight into your Clay workflow. Actually, this is one of the API that I like to use inside of Clay because it's really fast, it's really cheap to use. And yeah, let's dive in. And I'm now here in my Serper.dev account. And just an overview regarding the pricing, the actual number of credits that we topped up here is 50,000 credits for $50. And to perform similar Google search functions on Clay, it actually costs one Clay credit per row. So with our current Clay plan of 14,000 credits per month, that's actually 57 times cheaper compared to using Clay credits to run that kind of enrichments. So let's dive in how to use it inside your Clay table. So the first use case that I'm going to show is to find the company domain or company website of the following company names in this list. We have 123 rows in total. So to use Serper.dev, it actually doesn't have any direct integration to Clay, so we have to use the HTTP API enrichment column. So let's just search it. And then, yeah, let's go straight ahead with configure. And you must have your API key here in Serper and then copy it. And then you must add that account inside the HTTP API headers. So don't forget to choose post as the method. And the functionality that we're going to use for this first use case is the Google search function. And as you can see in the playground, there are several Google related products that we can perform or use inside our Clay workflow. So the most common probably is the Google search functionality. So yeah, let's go back to the HTTP API column here and let's get the endpoint, which is this URL. Okay, let's just copy that. All right, so let's skip query parameters. So for the body, I'm just gonna copy the body request that I have. So this basically tells Q means the actual query or the keyword that we're using to perform the actual Google search. So let's pull in the company name, which is the title. Okay, don't forget the space and the company website. So GL is the country, HL is the language, which is in English, and for num, this is the number of results that you want to be returned as our output. So since we only want the topmost results, so I've set it to 1, but actually the default is 10. So for the headers, let's go back here and copy again the API key that we have. All right. So for the content type, so it's application JSON. So we're now good, and let's try to run 10 rows as a test. I forgot to tick that. So let's run 10 rows. All right, so you will see status code 200 if it's successful. And if we could enter the output, the main output is in this organic data set. So let's just pull up the link because that's the website that was found in the Google search query. And you can also see the title, which is the company name, and the snippet out of that Google search results. So that's just one use case. And for this table, I actually run that already with this using Serper. And I also run Clay's own Google search enrichment, which costs Clay credit per row. And they're pretty much the same results, you know. And as mentioned, Serper is really cheap. Let's say you have 10,000 rows or 10,000 rows of companies to determine the company website. So you would have to use 10,000 Clay credits for that. So yeah, that's really expensive. So moving on to another use case, if we could go back to the playground, there is another use case here, which is Google places or the maps. So in this table, I have here certain categories of places in Google Maps, and there are certain addresses in Hong Kong that I'm going to search for. So let's go in this already set up column. And instead of the Google search endpoint, I use the places endpoint here based on the playground. And let's just slightly revise the query because we will be searching for a specific category of place inside the specific address. So the category in the specific address in this second column. So the country, since we're focusing on Hong Kong, I set it up into HK. The language is in English, and the max number of results is 10. And let's just first focus on page 1. And because actually Serper could only return a max of 10 results at a time, so has to be paginated. So this is for page 1. And yeah, so that's why I have several pages here. So 2, 3, and 4 up to 5. And as you can see, if we could peek into the output, this is what we're provided with. So there will be 10 places found. And you can see very specific information. So this is the company name, the address that we have searched, even the website, the category, the latitude, etc. Even their phone number sometimes is provided. So it only costs 1 clay credit per row. It also has an equivalent enrichment in clay, and it costs 1 clay credits also. And to organize that data, I just use a write to other table functionality here, which is then transferred to a separate table for it to be organized. So that's one use case to find company names or companies based on the place category and inside a specific address. So the other one, which I really like, is the scrape web page function, which is actually new, but this one is a bit expensive compared to the other functionalities because the minimum costs 2 credits, next is to 10 credits because it depends on the website to be scraped. So anyway, what this endpoint does is it extracts the information from the particular website that we're searching. So let's now focus on that in this other clay table. So this is a list of fintech companies, and the initial company search on Clay, we just use keyword search to determine if they are fintech or not. But I still want to double check, so I want to run a separate AI enrichment, but it won't use web research because if the model uses web research, so it's more expensive. So if we're running it across, let's say 10,000 rows, so that would be really, really expensive. So what we would want for the LLM to process is, yeah, very specific context about the company. So one good way is to scrape their website directly. So let's go here. This is the actual column. So almost same setup, but we will replace the endpoint into this scrape.serper.dev, which is based on this. And same API key, same content type. But for the JSON body, we'll just change it key into the URL because we're directly inputting the company website. Just this. The language is English, of course, and just set the num to 1. So once you're done, let's just run that, which is already run, by the way. And you will be provided with this data set. So the text is the actual text of that website or that web page, which would be really helpful for the LLM model to determine what the website is offering, whether it fits this kind of criteria or not. And there are other metadata that we can refer to. So there are some links inside there, probably the LinkedIn company URL also, some generic emails as well. So there's a lot, and it depends on the website that you're scraping. And I just use a separate prompt here to take that information and determine if this company is indeed a fintech company or not. So this is a separate API, OpenRouter particularly, and it's like Claygen, but it's really cheap. But we're not using a GPT model in this case. So please check out the other videos about this. So this is also another way to cut the cost in the enrichments that you're running. So yeah, that's the other use case of Serper. And the other one that I use it is similar to the find company website option that we have. But for this, we want also to find the LinkedIn URL of certain people without using Claygen to do the web research, finding the LinkedIn URL. We could just do like a Google search query of that with the person's name plus either the company domain or the company name. So that's what we exactly did in this column. As you can see, we have the creator name, the company domain, and the LinkedIn profile there. So we just use the Google search endpoint there. So nothing complex there. We just basically copied the template that we have in the company domain use case before. So that's it. So there's a lot of things that you can do with Serper. And yeah, honestly, this is one of the best APIs that I like to use inside of Clay. So if you know any other use cases, please comment it down below. And yeah, thank you so much and happy prospecting.